Welcome to another episode of I found something mildly infuriating that I looked more into, and now I'm furious. Imagine yourself shopping on Amazon.com for some new slippers. You see these ones that look particularly comfy, and you go down this rabbit hole and find out they're called cloud slippers. Typing cloud slippers into the search bar, you're met with hundreds or thousands of results from brands like Tobvazoo, Bronax, Jumra, Vrpk, and Olch. These two are literally the same picture, they don't even try to hide it. So many of these products don't look like unique versions of the same shoe. They look identical, down to the same photo being used on Amazon. Because most likely, they are the exact same product, being sold for similar prices through different front-facing companies. This is a result of something called dropshipping, and I know a lot of you know what dropshipping is, okay, but a lot of people don't. Like, Joe Biden. You think he knows what dropshipping is? Having manufacturers sell the same mass-produced product to different companies to sell to customers is not a new phenomenon, but it's gotten worse. Like way worse, and way more prevalent with the convenience of online shopping. Online shopping has made life for a lot of people easier, more convenient, and more affordable in a lot of cases, and we can't deny that. But at the same time, it's caused a hyper-consumerism madness, an influx of cheaply made, shitty products from factories across the world, whether that be China, Mexico, Indonesia, to reach more people faster than ever. Since we don't physically see much of a product anymore before buying it, it can be hard to tell that this cloud slipper being marketed as soft and cloud-like is actually just hard plastic. It's not very soft, trust me, I've seen it in store. Now this concept neither crossed my radar nor bothered me so much until everyone started talking about and demonizing this Amazon competitor, so as they market themselves as, Temu. Or Temu. I don't know anymore.
Temu has become the most downloaded shopping app in the United States. Temu is cheaper, aggressively promotional, programmed to sell you useless stuff, and it's totally addictive.
Already, we're showing the stats. 51 million monthly active users. It's the #1 most downloaded app in this country.
Lightning deals ending today, 90% off electronics, and home sales down to 39 cents?
What blew my mind about this whole debate at the time was that Temu wasn't doing anything new that Amazon wasn't already doing. So I was perplexed as to why everyone was acting like Temu was some sort of new evil. Terrible working conditions, alleged sweatshop labor, and extremely cheap items that make it feel like you're browsing through wish.com, if you know what that is. Like this 87-cent avocado slicer, how is it on sale for 87 cents? It was already $2. And I wrote down 87 cents, but when you go to it now, it's 58 cents. The prices could how does it keep going down? Like, they have to be losing money on this. Let's look at the reviews. Cheap. Well, yeah. And not knowing if this product would even make it to you at all, or arriving to you broken. Let's get something straight before we continue, because I think it's important to know. Sit down, class, because Professor Balls is here. No, I still cannot see. Okay. There we go. Dropshipping, by definition, is when an online store sells a mass-produced product directly to consumers without ever keeping that item in stock. It comes directly from the manufacturer. The dropshipping company has to do little work to get this going. They don't supply the items, they have little control over the quality of the items, and the items are not unique to that store. Dropshippers usually have no deal with the manufacturer to work with them exclusively. It's just anyone can sell the thing, which is why there are 10 of the same cloud slipper on Amazon. Also, TikTok Shop is full of these. Then there's white labeling, when a third party creates a product or service, and then it's rebranded by another company to sell as if it were their own. The company that's reselling typically doesn't have control over the product quality or how it's made, but they control their own branding, marketing, and typically take on the responsibility of having inventory. A good example of this is Dollar Shave Club. They purchase their razors in bulk for a lower price, this is called wholesaling, from another company and brands them as their own. They hold the inventory or hire someone else to, and offer the service of delivering razors and plenty of other products to your door every month. This is a good example of white labeling, but there are plenty of lazy examples as well. By the way, if you just need the razors, they sell them on Amazon for 1/4 of the price. You're welcome. Lastly, we have private labeling. Sometimes private labeling and white labeling are used interchangeably, but it really depends on the contract that the company has behind the scenes with the manufacturer. Private labeling is like the standard way in which you would think that products are developed. The purchasing company works closely with the manufacturer to create a unique product, customizing it to their liking, branding, and selling it as if it were theirs. because it is. Trader Joe isn't cultivating the yogurt himself, but they work closely with a company that makes yogurt and probably has an exclusivity contract so that their yogurt is their yogurt with their formula. A recent example of private labeling is Pokemon's minus Midnight cookies. Yes, the cookies that everyone was really up in arms about, claiming it was drop shipping or just white labeling. It actually technically was private labeling. According to her and her team, they worked closely with a company to make the cookies and customize the ingredients, the amounts, they added vitamins or whatever to their liking with 2 years in the works, thus releasing Mina cookies. Cannot pronounce it. While many products are similar to another of its kind, it's not the same exact thing that anyone can choose to sell. She's not drop shipping cookies that she has no control over. Sometimes it can be hard for us as consumers on the front end to see and discern what companies are doing behind the scenes past the product. So when you hear Twitter users throwing around the term drop shipping to the point where they're calling every product drop shipping and it's lost all meaning, now you know. Okay, we're about to get into a doozy, as they call it, and film into the night, and this is definitely not being filmed the morning after. So I'm gonna need a meal break with Factor. 2-minute microwave meals that actually taste good and get delivered right to your door. They have meal kits for every diet, whether that be vegetarian, vegan, calorie smart, or literally none of those and you just want some yummy yums in your tummy tum. You can choose from their menu of over 35 weekly meals and add-ons like smoothies, my personal favorite. And now these wellness shots that you can get for free using my link. These wake you up, let me tell you that much. Bust these out at your next rager. They save time when I'm busy writing or just feeling extremely lazy and I don't want to cook, let's be real. Here's a quick tutorial, ready, set, go. Take off the protective film, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, or oven if you're fancy, plate it beautifully, and dinner is served. It's super easy to get started, just head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code GATEKEEP50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and free wellness shots for life. You get 2 free wellness shots from 3 available flavors for every order while you're an active subscriber. Thanks to Factor for sponsoring, and now let's get into the juicy stuff, and I'm not just talking about my Factor mail. A lot of the exact same products you see on Amazon are on Temu, and it's spilled over to Etsy, a site that's supposed to be a marketplace for handmade, custom, or vintage goods from small sellers or just individuals. I made the mistake of wanting higher quality earrings instead of the $4 earrings from Forever 21 that turned green in a week, like these ones. So I went on Etsy to try to find handmade jewelry made from higher quality metals and to support small businesses in the process, because I'm a good person. And it was flooded with tons of cute earrings from one seller, taking up 39 out of the 48 spots on the front page. Caitlin Minimalist. Everything about her profile touts that this is a small business from someone named Caitlin. Handcrafted with love, it says on the Etsy store profile. On Instagram, this company is Asian female founded. And again, jewelry crafted with love. Opie, come here. Yes, she's so cute. I was ready to buy from this small Asian female-owned business. This small business with almost 3 million sales and 30 employees, where several of their products are found on Alibaba.com, a dropshipping or wholesale website for cheap, mass-produced goods to mark up. Like this $3 ring she sells for $27, while marketing it as a higher quality product than it actually is. I mean, all the listings say it's handmade, which is just an outright lie. Okay, I should probably clarify that while earrings are made in factories overseas, they are technically handmade at certain points, just at mass production scale with often poorly paid workers, questionable working conditions, and at worst, which we'll get into later, forced labor, which is not the connotation we typically associate with marketing something as handmade. And every product on their own website says that they're handmade as well. And it shows, because people on Reddit have become suspicious of this seller, also finding their own examples of their products on Alibaba, and complaints about the cheapness of the ring and how quickly it tarnishes. It's $3 for a reason. The 18-karat gold finish might be so thin that it rubs off pretty easily, exposing the silver underneath with no coating, leaving it to tarnish. This pair, I found the exact same photo, and you can tell because the reflections in the earrings are identical, on another jeweler's website of handmade jewelry, selling it for $138. I was wondering who stole from who at this point, when I noticed that Judith's photo is much more cropped in than Caitlin's. And then I found tons of Caitlin minimalist jewelry on this other website selling her $20 earrings for nearly $100 a piece. What is going on? Continuing my search, I found them on Amazon, Etsy, and AliExpress. Warning, this product can expose you to chemicals including lead and cadmium, which are known to the state of California to cause cancer. It may contain lead? What? I don't even know what the source of these images really are. Whose product is this, and who stole from who? It just makes you question whether these are really carefully crafted and made to last. And if these photos are really theirs, which I suspect that they are because all the photos on their website look like they were shot by the same person, get out of here. Then that just perpetuates the ginormous problem for sellers of lying on the internet to sell your drop-shipped product that might not actually be what's advertised. Once again, people just go on the internet and tell lies? Unbelievable. If you look into it more, you'll see that Caitlin Minimalist products ship from California. So it couldn't be drop shipping where it comes directly from the factory in Alibaba, right? Well, this is a great example of what thousands of companies do these days, which is order in bulk wholesale from a manufacturer in China, order it to a company on American soil that will fulfill orders for you as they come in. It's an extra step from just drop shipping, and what this does is ensure that customers don't have to wait 2 months to get their item directly from China, like temu, which we'll get into later. And it makes shipping overall cheaper as well. Instead of hundreds of individual orders shipping from China, you pay for one bulk package to the US or wherever. So unlike dropshipping, they technically run the risk of having overflow of unsold goods. We'll also get into later that this is how a lot of dropshippers just ship wholesale direct to Amazon fulfillment centers to have their products shipped out by Amazon themselves. Since it's almost impossible to tell what the source of every single product ever is, another way that their jewelry could have ended up on Alibaba.com is if they worked directly with the manufacturer to create a unique design, but then this manufacturer just directly uploaded the product themselves to Alibaba. Another way that this could happen is if it's just the same Alibaba manufacturer, but on Etsy. If the same manufacturer just has this American-looking front-facing business. Like, I don't think this specific one is, but that is something that happens. So once again, tell me how 3 million orders are handmade with 30 employees? They're not. Whether they're wholesaling or drop shipping, they're not handmade. Not with love, at least. It doesn't take a genius to know that, but I just found it surprising when I found the source of where these products might have come from, and the very deceptive and dishonest marketing that they do. Now I know what you're thinking, because I like to bully myself in the back of my mind when I'm writing scripts. This is the most basic way a lot of retailers function. Obviously, Caitlin isn't painstakingly making 2 million pieces of jewelry handmade by herself. Trader Joe isn't crafting each delicious samosa for my consumption. At its core, many businesses outsource some product from someone else and sell it for a profit. But the difference usually lies in the honesty, work put into it, and quality of the product. Caitlin may be, allegedly for example, selling cheap Chinese factory jewelry on a website for handmade small business goods for 9 times the price, claiming that it's handmade when it's not. Taking up 81% of the first page results for earrings for suspiciously affordable prices, pushing real Etsy sellers out of the search results. Oh, and did I mention several items from this store are Etsy's pick? Apparently hand-selected by Etsy's style experts for quality items. I'm not so sure that this store and stores like them should be allowed on Etsy. Unfortunately, they're far from the only one, as they're just taking advantage of Etsy's lack of care, because it obviously makes them a ton of money. Etsy users and sellers have been complaining about mass-produced drop-shipped items on Etsy for a while. This company also sells on Amazon, and the blurb under all their products say, "We put our love and care into each piece we craft." Whether this brand is wholesaling or drop-shipping directly, it's still dishonest. And I don't like it. Like I said, this is far from an isolated incident on Etsy. It extends to rugs, bedding, doormats, furniture, clothing, lamps, pants, green goose, guava juice, milkshake, chocolate cake, and sellers like this first of all, make online shopping a hell, especially when you're trying to find quality or unique small business products without seeing them in person first. So it's easy to mask the quality in price and photos, pretend that it's handmade, and makes it impossible to shop because it's easier to overcharge for worse products. While we're here, let me give you some practical advice. Let me show you a quick way that you can check for yourself if you're getting overcharged, or check if the product you're interested in is a resold one or not. Who knows, you might find it cheaper on a different website as well. So I searched handmade on Etsy. Let's scroll down, let's find something we like. This mug seems pretty cute. Handcrafted ceramic mug for $19. This is pretty gosh darn cute, wouldn't you say? Well, here's what we're gonna do. And you can do this on most websites. You're gonna right click on the image, and you're gonna go to this silly little guy here that says search image with Google. And there's this new thing on Google Chrome that it will just pop up on the side, Google Lens. It's their like reverse image search. And wow. It's crazy how this handcrafted mug is on Amazon from Deco and Shein. And this is the listing, Etsy and Walmart and Roomy Living and AliExpress and eBay. Wow, that's really cool. Oh look, it's even cheaper on Amazon. That's definitely the same mug, right? Like down to the imperfections in the mouth spots. What is it called? The rim. Down to the bottom of the mug being a slightly different material. You can see that here as well. This is the same mug is what I'm trying to say. Secondly, this forces out legitimate and honest small businesses from becoming successful and from being seen in a lot of places. This also creates a more challenging landscape where, for example, small handmade earring sellers now have to compete with cheap dropshippers who spend their time optimizing and hacking search engines on Amazon, Etsy, to have their listings live at the top of the search results. Since dropshipping has such a low barrier to entry, the market is overly saturated now with poor quality products that make it more difficult for consumers to discern the quality. If you're just straight up lying about it being handmade, then I'm not really getting what I'm paying for, am I? Ironically, in the age of unlimited access to online shopping, they're directly competing with giant dropshipping manufacturers and have to differentiate themselves in a crowded marketplace that ironically offers little variety due to the predatory practices of Amazon and companies like it forcing out competition, making it all so bad for the customer. But that's all part of running a small business. I hope you like the set change. I'm going for like a single man's apartment aesthetic. Baby. Competition and doing things better and smarter than your competitor are part of the game on how to be financially successful. Learning valuable marketing skills like search engine optimization and effective social media strategy are part of running an online business these days, whether you're selling hand sanitizer or blinker fluid. At some point, you could say don't hate the player, hate the game. That's just how things work now. But it's just that much more frustrating when your competitor has cutting corners methods of getting to the top, and more monetarily successful than you doing it. Life's not fair and dishonest people get to the top. I get it. I'm just standing here saying it's annoying. Because it is. You know what this feels like? It feels like the people who only want to do YouTube for the money without wanting to put any of the effort in to get there. So they automate everything and you get like the worst amalgamation of douchebag business bro who is selling a course, obviously. I own over 30 YouTube channels, a combined subs of over 10 million, a combined revenue of 60K a month. The best part? I don't even show my face, not in a single video. Here's how you can too. Model what works. I hate when people subscribe to the idea of originality. Isn't that right, guys? I hate when the creators I watch are original. Get that shit out of here. Originality is just a myth. Wow, that's how these people think. That's crazy. Monetize. Meditate on this. YouTube revenue is not just about AdSense rev. Diversify your income. It's also about community partnerships, product sales, affiliate marketing. Dude, this reads so much like I have no idea what I'm talking about. Here's another one. How is an automated YouTube channel ran? Roles include everything that running a YouTube channel has. Editing, script writing, voiceovering, ideation, like you can't even come up with ideas yourself. I never tell beginners to outsource and spend more money than they can afford in hiring a team. Learn each task on your own first. Your knowledge is the most valuable asset in building the channel. Once you start scaling and make money, then leverage your time by outsourcing. So your advice on how to be an automated YouTube channel is to outsource everything, but you actually have to become a successful YouTuber first in order to outsource everything. Perfect, I have no questions, thank you. But in our case, it's I want to be a successful entrepreneur with a shortcut, so I'm gonna dropship cheap goods directly to Amazon and watch the profits roll in. And also sell you a course on how to make a quick buck. Obviously.
Was that an AliExpress product?
Of course, brother.
So as you can see, this is the type of person that dropshipping is typically associated with in modern times. In the era of overly egotistical LA bros who invested in crypto on podcasts. While at first Amazon might have offered a fresh, new, reliable way to reach customers outside of your local area, at the same time, Amazon now controls 50% of online spending in the US, according to House investigations. Most online shoppers start their search on Amazon. Since Amazon is so dominant, small businesses feel forced to sell on Amazon in order to reach potential customers. In doing so, you have to pay Amazon. Like most website marketplace hubs, from Etsy to Craigslist, you have to pay to sell on there. On Amazon, you have to get a subscription plan, everyone's favorite, where you choose from either the limited individual plan for 99 cents per item sold or the professional plan at $40 a month. So if you sell more than 40 things a month on Amazon, you should probably invest in the professional account. But hey, that's not so bad. Oh, but this is just the subscription plan. After you already pay them monthly, you have to pay additional fees based on what you're selling. If you're selling water bottles, you have to pay an extra 15% fee per each item sold. If someone requests a refund, it's either $5 or a 20% fee of the refunded amount, whichever is less. Once you're on Amazon, they now control your sales, which is a scary thing for your business to rely on, and here's why. I don't want to say forced, but basically you're guided to be part of the Fulfillment by Amazon program, where they house your inventory and handle shipping for you. This is what causes a product to have that beautiful blue Prime badge that ensures 2-day shipping and reliable returns. Having your product be Prime infinitely boosts your item in the Amazon algorithm and search results, at a cost. If the item you're selling is over £3 per se, that'll cost you an extra $7.25 per item. As you can see, it's pretty costly to sell on Amazon in the first place, especially when Amazon strictly limits contact between sellers and customers. Most sellers can't see the names and addresses of the people buying their products. They deliberately try and stop brand loyalty from happening on Amazon. And you'd think all these fees on sellers would cause products on Amazon to become more expensive, but things stay relatively affordable on there. Why? Well, dropshipping, first of all, keeps costs low, but Amazon also enforces prices to stay affordable through their bot that detects if a seller is offering a lower price on another website, and then demotes them in the search results, or even taking away their Prime badge, according to House investigations and Bloomberg. This can destroy a business's sales, since Amazon's monopolized the space so much that people need it for their businesses to survive, while competing with the businesses on their own website, considering them internal competitors. I know, it doesn't end. It feels like I'm calling my sister to gossip about my ex. No way.
Yeah. And then he did this.
No way.
Yeah.
It's getting dark. House investigations and Wall Street Journal found, and I quote from ilsr.org, that Amazon has spied on sellers and appropriated data about their sales, costs, and suppliers. It's then used this information to create its own competing versions of their products, often giving its versions superior placement in the search results. Amazon has also been caught using its venture capital fund to invest in startups, only to steal those startups' ideas and create rival products and services. In some cases, Amazon's decision to launch a competing product devastated the business in which it invested. Wow, that's the Amazon brand stuff that you see. They're out-competing the very people that pay to sell on Amazon. Not to mention, also according to House investigations, that they also destroy smaller companies by, for example, selling their diapers at a lower cost for long enough to destabilize diapers.com, forcing them into a merger. They've eliminated dominated competition on Amazon itself with Amazon brand products and algorithm suppression. If you're not a dropshipper, you're losing money. Amazon favors and encourages it by the way they run the site. It ironically limits the variety of products for the consumers, while being in the most diverse era of online shopping possibilities. I feel like most people loosely knew that Amazon was an unethical company, but it just keeps going the more that I look at it. And I personally didn't know all of these specifics, and I know that there's probably more. Amazon's press center paints a different story, saying more than 60% of sales in Amazon's store are from independent sellers, most of which are small to medium-sized businesses. I wonder how many of those independent sellers are dropshippers. No, really. Like this mushroom nightlight being sold by 50 different sellers. That is cute, but the longer you look at it, the more you feel like you should look away. Actually, an article by Vox paints a bigger picture of this. Over 60% of Amazon sales are from independent sellers, but almost half of these sellers are based in China. So presumably, at least a third of Amazon's sales are being dropshipped or mass-produced directly from China. Now add that to how many dropshippers source from those manufacturers, but are technically based in other countries like the US. The number? I have no idea. What are you asking me for? But it's more than a third, I can tell you that. Temu or Temu is like Amazon, but with cheaper stuff. And its endless scroll of cheap, non-essential, quirky items reminds you of Wish.com, if you're familiar with that. According to them, Temu competes with Amazon by cutting out the middleman and offering wholesale prices. In other words, their entire site and business is dropshipping. Every order is shipped directly from the manufacturer to the customer. Temu doesn't hold any inventory, the exact definition of dropshipping. They say that they're streamlining the supply chain, and this is how their prices stay so low. Well, there's that, and since items come directly from factories, they're usually in smaller separate packages that avoid the tax on shipments over $800 to the US. Thirdly, well, the US Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, God, I need an acronym, released an interim report alleging, okay, don't sue me, please, that there's an extremely high risk Temu's supply chain uses forced Uyghur labor, an ethnic group that, in simple terms, China doesn't like very much, which is not only illegal in the US, but very, very bad. Like I said earlier, plenty of Temu products exist on Amazon, so yeah, whether Amazon wants it there or not. It can be pretty difficult to really trace back the source of the materials for anything you buy, and even for sellers. AliExpress works similarly, selling directly to consumers and connecting dropshippers directly to manufacturers. Alibaba is designed to only connect companies with mass-producing manufacturers. But it's not only for direct-to-consumer dropshipping. For example, people will also get supplies from here for their businesses in bulk, like blank t-shirts, blank phone cases, and UV printers to print onto those cases. So now we know why dropshipping kinda sucks for consumers and for other sellers, and how companies like Amazon, Temu, AliExpress, etc. may thrive off of it. And where there's a way to make a quick buck, there's a will to sell a course. To make a quick buck.
Here's the best way to start dropshipping if you're completely brand new to this business and have never even done it before.
These are just a few of the products I sell on Amazon that make me over $20,000 every single month.
I bet you're wondering what's the best business model I could start right now. The answer is easy. It's dropshipping.
You may or may not have seen sponsored posts like this on TikTok or Instagram stories. They make it tempting, showing you how much money they presumably make from dropshipping.
I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how me and my team are able to do numbers like this on a consistent basis.
These size coffee glasses make me over $5,000 a month. And these thank you cards make me over $10,000 a month.
I make too much money in other places.
And they always talk to you as if they can teach you the big secret, and all you have to do is sign up for their course. You too can live the lavish lifestyle with
Practically zero effort.
yeah, there we go. You too can pretend you're a big, smart businessman with zero knowledge, work ethic, experience, or expertise. Just choose the right product from AliExpress.
So at this point, you guys, all we're doing is actually finding a winning product.
I used data that comes straight from Amazon that shows me exactly how many people are looking to buy items just like these.
That basically you could spray beer into people's mouths. I was like, bro, I promise you this will do well. Just like take a chance on it. First week, right, messages me, yo, we've got 3 million views on the video overnight, right? I was like, why have we not got any sales? What the What's going on? Open my phone, logged in, 3K sales. We finished that day, 14K in one day.
God. Okay, that editing is actually making me motion sick. Holy shit. Okay. Now you're gonna make a Shopify website, which by the way takes 5 minutes with a free template and offers a 3 months for $1 promotion to sell the product.
I don't even make these.
Market the product.
For marketing, all we're gonna be doing is scrolling through here and literally just watching these videos and remaking them ourselves.
Then profit.
All I do is figure out the products I want to sell, put them on Amazon, and watch the sales roll in.
Wait, no, first sign up for the course.
So make sure you just go ahead and go here and then go right here so I could show you and teach you the rest. So first you're just gonna wanna pull out your phone and you're just gonna wanna open up TikTok. Once you're on TikTok.
I'm watching this on TikTok. This goes for most of these online courses, especially those that want to teach you how to make a quick buck. They love acting like they're gonna teach you some big secret so you sign up for their course. It reminds me of MLM recruitment messages. I feel like we need a new color for this. Hey girly, haven't talked to you in forever. I just wanted to let you know of this opportunity that helped me be financially free and allowed me to become a digital nomad. Can I send you the info? You could make around $5,000 a week with this opportunity just working for yourself. I also have a course on how to do it. Just make sure you go to my profile and click the link in my bio. Hope to see you there. I want to go back to this guy I talked about earlier because he is clearly nervous, first of all. He can't even explain what the product he was drop shipping even is.
My most profitable product was these sanitizing tablets that you would utilize for like cleaning clothes. So you would put them in the dishwasher, you would put them in the washing machine or in the plate washer.
It's a tablet for cleaning clothes that you put in the dishwasher or the plate washer or the washing machine. Sorry, what is it? It's like all these guys want to be Mark Cuban on Shark Tank and idolize Jordan Belfort with completely missing the point of Wolf of Wall Street entirely. Then he has to come big balling over the other guys to prove himself, dropping the most lukewarm knowledge of all time as if it was a bomb of wisdom and insider business know-how.
Was that an AliExpress product?
Of course, brother.
But how do you, what are the logistics?
Everything. When you say AliExpress product, what do you mean? Let's break down the myth of AliExpress.
What myth, brother? What are you talking about? Is there a myth surrounding AliExpress?
Do you know that AliExpress are actually dropshippers? Mm-hmm. It's people that are dropshipping manufacturers.
Yeah, dude. If he didn't know that, he wouldn't have asked. Did you know it was... You're talking about you drop shipping on this podcast.
It's people that are drop shipping manufacturers.
Yeah.
So when you say AliExpress, only a noob drop shipper pulls anything from AliExpress.
I had to get more context from this clip because he ends it off by saying only a noob drop shipper pulls anything from AliExpress. So I'm gonna pwn this guy epic style noob 360 no scope on Rust by looking into where a pro drop shipper sources his products, like him. Okay, in the meantime of finding the context for this clip, there are YouTube shorts of this podcast he posted. He's not the host of the podcast, by the way, he was a guest. But there's this one clip they turned into a TikTok.
To say $10,000 is a lot of money, it's not a lot of money.
Per day.
Per day, bro. It's not a lot of money. It is nothing. It's nothing in the context of what I want to accomplish. You can live off of $10,000, very fine. For what I'm trying to accomplish in life, it's not enough. I have to feed 100 families. In order to build operations of scale, you need to make a lot of money. To think that, oh, it's a lot of money is capping your mentality and possibility of scaling. So to me, not a lot of money. No,
are you saying it's just to get a clip?
No, you need the mindset of saying, hey, there's potential, there's scalability, as opposed to saying, this is enough, this is good. People can say this is enough, this is good, and they can cap themselves there. I just choose not to.
What do you mean you're feeding 100 families? Is he the guy that was a serial sperm donor and now he's the father of like 200 children? Was that him? And then he gets called out by one of the hosts asking if he's just saying this to get a clip.
Are you saying it's just to get a clip?
He's just saying shit and thinks he has a point. He's like the definition of saying a whole lot of nothing and pretending it's profound. Also, just obviously $10,000 is a lot of money. I get his point that if you cap your mentality at thinking that 10K is a lot, then you'll never have the mindset to achieve more. Which, by the way, is kind of wrong. You can still make a lot of money and recognize and be thankful that it is a lot of money and be proud of the achievements that it took to get there. It's not capping yourself. You're just saying like, hey, that's a lot. That's pretty cool. Anyway, back to finding the context for that one clip.
Only a noob dropshipper pulls anything from AliExpress because people from China are listing and dropshipping those same products and then going to the manufacturers. I have my own manufacturing. I have my own 3PLs. I have my own private party logistics. So in the essence of, can you find my products on AliExpress? Sure, because manufacturers can literally post them there, like you would post them on Amazon, but they weren't AliExpress products. They were sourced and manufactured by my own team.
So translating dropship bro to English, basically what he's saying is what I mentioned earlier, is that he and his team made original products using those manufacturers in China, and that manufacturer took that product and put it on AliExpress themselves. Then he developed his own supply chain methods and started managing inventory, which is what 3PLs is. As the host calls out, this is just not dropshipping anymore.
You start scaling even higher, you have to call the manufacturer, see if they can produce in time. So it goes from drop shipping, quickly becomes e-commerce.
Yeah, so that's not drop shipping into that.
It's that, well, you transition from it, right?
So only a noob dropshipper sources from AliExpress, and a pro one sources from the same factories on AliExpress. Got it. Genius. He goes on to talk about how the top dogs test with dropshipping and then immediately go into white labeling when it works. And they talk about how he made his fortune from dropshipping and then investing all of that into crypto.
So you had this huge come up with dropshipping, and then you funneled that money into crypto.
All of it.
While the barrier to entry in dropshipping is low and the market is overly saturated with dropshippers, I should say that not everyone succeeds in it. People use it as a get-rich-quick idea to sell a course, but you still need some know-how in order to be really successful at it. I looked more into this dude's advice, and it's clear he just wants to be TikTok Gary Vee.
At some point, something has to fucking give. At some point, you just have to be sick and tired of being fucking sick and tired. Here, look at the dude sleeping. Look at the dude sleeping. That's most of you motherfuckers, bro.
He thinks the only valuable end goal in life is to achieve endgame capitalism. Like, he wants to get to the point in Animal Crossing where you take over Tom Nook's flesh. And he offers some genuine marketing and business advice if you can see through the alpha male bullshit. And of course, it all leads back to selling a course that's $369 a year, or about $30 a month.
Stress, my fellow glitches, is the silent killer. Let me repeat that. Stress is the silent killer. Everything is designed to cause stress in your life. A lot of you are out here chasing women, chasing relationships.
Wait a minute.
Chasing that.
Who is this guy? That's not the same guy.
More headaches, more problems to your bag that are going to equate to more stress.
What is this video
but it doesn't
again?
stop there. And a lot of you want to be winners. A lot of you want to build businesses. A lot of you want to have your dream life. But you can't tame something like stress. And if you can't tame it, my friend, it's going to kill you.
I swear, some people will do anything but just go to therapy. You can be financially successful and invest time into a healthy relationship and a happy life that doesn't only revolve around money. That's my advice. Now give me $30. Come on, fork it over. Fork it over! And under the veil of filming videos in his Rolls Royce on purpose, he explains generally what products to market to what audience and how to market effectively, which is a lot easier than it sounds to just make a TikTok go viral instantly and sell millions. Though like YouTube, where there's a low barrier to entry, there are lots of people willing to take advantage and cheat to get to the top. Like just straight up copying someone else's TikTok.
What we're gonna be doing is scrolling through here and literally just watching these videos and remaking them ourselves.
Or lazily copy-pasting someone else's YouTube script into your video.
We created Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in real life. We're spending the next 100 hours in go-kart.
I gathered some of my friends, and whichever one of us builds the craziest Minecraft item to impress.
In this briefcase, I have $25,000. There are 10 YouTubers and we're playing Squid Game. Here's one of my favorite YouTubers, right?
That's Mr. B Silent.
I recreated every single step from Squid Game in real life.
This is Mr. Beast's island, the island that this contestant won during his
We're
100
surviving the next
million
24 hours in this desert, but the only thing we have
I rented
is
a
Legos.
$1 million a night hotel room.
is a country.
I rented $1,000.
It's the same fucking thing.
Like, have you no shame?
Hey son, does this give you a headache? Me too.
And yes, it also gives me a headache.
My point is that this isn't unique to dropshipping, but God, it's still annoying in every genre. So, even after all we've covered today, no one is the perfect consumer and no one is the perfect seller. Lots of us still have iPhones and... So I don't think it's very productive to name and shame people who choose to buy from these services. It's almost impossible to trace back the source of every single item you've ever owned. There's also something to be said about the culture of today's hyper-consumerism and buying a ton of cheap stuff you don't need, which is how Temu thrives. If you want my personal opinion, and you don't have to agree with this, I think you should do what's best for your morals, ethics, and budget. And I just wanted to spread what I've learned about this so you can now make educated decisions on what you want to do, because not everyone can afford $1,000 earrings to make sure that they're handmade and made out of pure gold that's ethically sourced. So don't worry, I'm not going to come to your house and bully you and throw rocks at your window. I know you were worrying about that, but I'm not going to do it. I won't. Yeah, so... why don't skeletons fight each other? They have no guts! I'm just trying to end this off on a high note.